Hey y'all, it's me, Niecy Lynn. Y'all got me on a light makeup day and, well, no makeup day, let's just be honest. Mascara and some lip gloss day, so it is what it is. I'm gonna go work in the yard after we film today, mainly because my stitching and I have been fighting each other all week. So most of what I stitched, I had to frog out. It's just, that's the way it's been this week. I probably should just let it go. My brain was not, it was like that all week. Brittany, my poor co-teacher, please say a prayer for her. She had to have her appendix out. So they had been in Arkansas. Her husband's grandmother passed. So they were there last week and trying to get his parents, to help his parents get all her things situated and everything. His dad is sick and has cancer, and he's not physically able to do a lot of things. Of course, his mom can't lift and cart heavy things and stuff either. So they've been there, trying to help the last week. And then she came home, and now this. And so, bless her heart, I told her, I said, listen, you're just getting all the rough stuff out of the way for a couple of years. You just go on and getting it out of the way. So it has just been one of those kind of weeks where it really scared me, because she texted me that night and she said, hey, I'm being sick, so I won't be there in the morning. And I was like, oh no, are you sure you're okay? And she was like, yeah. I think it's just a bug or something. And, then it just progressed. And finally in the morning, she went to the emergency room and, that. So it's just been something else. But I got to have Catchy after school a couple of days. And I might take it to him on Monday. Maybe. Now he's got, no, Monday he went to the doctor. That's what it was. He's been sick too. He went to the doctor on Monday. Now Keely's got all the congestion. Everybody's allergies are just kicking up around here. And then there's viruses going around. So I think everybody's just kind of run down and tired and ragged. So I think our brains are just a little overwrought, for lack of a better term. So, like I said, everything I stitched, I just had to take out. So, only one thing remains. They got to stay stitched. Well, I left one thing in. I'll show you that I didn't even pull out yet. I was just like, I just left it. And I did it last night. So, without further ado, we'll just jump right in. Good morning, Jonathan, and love you too, Holly. Am I going to see you at Stitch West? All my friends that are going to be at Stitch West, leave a comment and let me know if I'm going to see you there. And everybody was so in love with the beautiful finishing you did on my drum. You just did so amazing. And so I know you never think how amazing you are. Christine, Tanya, Jamie, Magnolia Stitcher, Carolyn, Debbie. I mean, there was just numerous people that specifically commented on how beautiful a job you did on this and how amazing your tatting and everything was. So I want you to know that you are amazing and that everybody wanted to tell you how amazing you are. And yes, that was the year was so special for me because I was 55 on that Easter. I turned 55 on Easter that year. Easter was on my birthday. And like I said, it had been one other time when I was a kid. And one of y'all said that it was on your birthday before and you're 71 now. And so that was so fun. I just love that. That sometimes we get those little fun things like that. Bonnie, oh, and Bonnie, I left your card over there, and I got a package from Patty last night, and I think it's a birthday present. So I got to text her when we get off here and see if, because I usually wait till we open my birthday presents till my birthday. So I got to text her and see if she, if I can wait till my birthday, or if she wants me to go ahead and open it now. So we'll see what she wants me to do. Oh no. Now my baby's mom is in the ER. One of my class babies. Y'all, my folks around me be dropping like flies. I don't know what's going on. My poor people. What's going on with my people? It's nuts. Okay, I'm looking for something also while we're talking here. And Sherry, we need our inside projects, especially come August time when it is just broiling. Oh, y'all look. Look at my baby. He was going with his mama to make pictures last night with a family that had their bunnies and wanted to make pictures with their bunnies. Oh, look. Look at that sweet boy. He was so excited. I don't know what that is. It just popped up on there. That is not babies. Lordy. Okay, and Cheryl, I love this. The brag book, which I forgot to bring over here. She said it would be great for grandparents to send to their grandkids. And I love that because especially if your littles are too, if your grandbabies are, too small for screen time very much. Like Aria, they've set her iPad up so that it can just come to me, like she can FaceTime or something just to me. And so, but if they're little, they can't do that. And now there are times like if she gets in trouble, she can't do that either. Or if she's sick, she can't use her screen time. So that would be great to have, the book, or if you've gone on a trip, because one of my little boys tells me when his papa is gone on a trip in his, he has an RV, and he calls it in his trailer. And so he'll say, Papa's gone in his trailer, and he'll tell me if he's gone to the lake or to the mountains or like this. And so that would be so fun for, Papa to put it together while they're gone and then bring back to him. And of course he would bring it to class and we would all, look at it and talk about it. But I loved that idea like times a million. That was the best. So that was, I thought, was a genius idea that never even occurred to me at all. Here I am. I'm trying to get my brain together here, which we all know was hard for me. Very hard. Nutcracker. Y'all, I'm all over the place today. We also got some horrible news last night about a guy James worked with. He got killed on the job at work, and it just has me all flustered. James and him worked together for years. I love this. I've just enjoyed working on it so much, and it's the only one that is got to stay in this week. I just had a little bit of something going in the wrong direction, and I was able to fix it. And a little bit of a color difference on the thread, and I just decided to leave it. I'll show you before we look at it. It is that beautiful violet color. And you can see it even right here. See, there's a lot of variegation in some of that, which I love. And I just decided to leave it. I was like, you know what, this is fine. And right here, if you look on the breeches of the Mouse King, and I nearly got him finished. And I started to keep working on him last night, but I didn't trust my brain. So I switched to my With People and messed it up instead. So obviously I shouldn't have trusted my brain to work on anything. So let me plop this in here so it'll quit flopping in our face. Okay, here's what I'm talking about, the big variegation. When I did this section here, I hit on a real light piece, and I just decided that was fine. So I got his boots done. I don't think I had all of his coat done here at the bottom. I didn't have this arm done or his epaulettes done here, or this hand, this arm or this hand wasn't done. And then I started on his noodle. So that's his eyeball there. So I just have his ears and the top of his head and his crown left to go. And like I said, I really wanted to finish it last night, and I was like, you've been messing stuff up all week. You just better go on and quit it. And I did, thank goodness, because that would have been a big hot mess. I still love these purples together so much. He's just the cutest thing. And like I said, I should easily have it finished in time to have it FFO'd to give to Mike and them in time to decorate for Christmas. And I think they'll love it. And I think I told y'all, Jonathan and Leilani, that my Aria has decided that she'll try out on the 26th for the Ballet Academy. So next year, maybe she and Kimi both will be in the Nutcracker. So my allergy medicine has me dying a third straw, and sounding like a 10-pack a day going here. But it is what it is. So I will finish off the Mouse King, and then start on the Nutcracker there. And then we'll start on Uncle Drossmeyer over there and the little toy soldier on that side. Then we'll just have Madame Ginger up there, and then just little motifs. And then just my words across the bottom, which I told y'all in hindsight, I'm just doing in one color. They're two colors, letters. My brain does not like that. And so I'm doing one color letters. If one love is enough for me in the whole universe, then one color of letter is enough for me also. I sure would like to go to Jamaica right now, but y'all know I ain't traveling nowhere with the state of the universe like it is. So I know y'all all brave, y'all just jump up and go anywhere, but I ain't leaving the hooky kooky country right now. I gotta be able to get to my old parents and my kids. Because I got no faith in state the situation. I'm worried. And yes, there's nothing I can do about it except that just be near. So that's where I'm at. I'm at the being near stage. Staying close by. Neither of my parents are in great health, so we all know that. I guess we'll look at where I messed up last night on my Stars and Stripes. Oh, and Susan, all the good thoughts and happiness to your poor friend who's struggling. She's like my poor Brittany right now. Man, sometimes you just get hammered. And that's the thing. My friend Peggy used to say, when she was getting dragged through the mud, she said, you know what? I'm just taking the heat off somebody else right now. And so ever since that, that's what I think. I'm like, you know what? Right now, I'm just taking the heat off somebody else. And they probably need it. So there you go. When you're getting hammered, just remember, somebody else is probably needing that break. So that's what I just try to think of. When it feels like it's just bam, bam, bam. Somebody else probably needing that break about now. She's also probably got my good saying, you know I'd rather step on my bottom lip before I say something I shouldn't say. And that happens too, because it's me. Oh. Let's see here, y'all. I'll get this on the board in a minute. Evidently, nothing on me is functioning at 100%. I mean, let's be honest, I probably function closer to 80 on the best of days, but if I'm lucky. Right about now. But Daddy got a good report at the, he went to the oncologist and he got a good report. So thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, my Jesus, the classical Jesus. I don't know about everybody's Jesus. I know about my Jesus. My Jesus loves everybody. And is nice and not greedy. Okay. My beautiful way the people. I was just rocking right along. Until I wasn't. This is by my sweet, sweet, brilliant, smart, gorgeous Christy, who can do anything. And I don't think she kind of like Anne and Patty. I don't think they have any notion of how incredibly fabulous they are. But they are. I love this thing. And I am just rocking right along here and fitting to do my another row here. So I go and I do this row of 2 because in between each row of stars, you have a 2. You have a row of 2. So stars, row of 2, stars, row of 2, stars, row of 2, right? So stars, row of 2. So next should have been stars, stars, row of 2, row of 2. Anybody hear the problem with that, right? Stars, row of 2, stars, row of 2, row of 2. Yeah. There's the problem. Where my brain went, I do not know, because I should have done here. Let's see. I had my whole row of 2. So I should have been at, here's my row of 2. And then I should have done 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 2s, and then started the arm of my star. And then done all my stars in that row, and then come back and filled in with my blue. Instead, blue, 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 blue. So, I do not know what to say. Except, blue. I don't know what's going on in my brain. Like CJ would say, the flies are buzzing around. Yes, the flies have been buzzing around all week. I don't know. I have no explanation for what is going on in my brain, or not going on in my brain. Now, I can say we've made it through every school day and done well. I was really worried because the kids get really upset when kids like routine, especially young kids. And so when when both teachers aren't there, that's a big change. Now, Miss Anita is our student specialist. So she was there as our full-time sub for those 2 days. And then the next 2 weeks, because Brittany's going to be out 2 more weeks, trying to heal up some, my Annie is going to come and be our sub. So Annie subbed for us numerous times before. So that will be, a familiar face for them. So hopefully that will help, that they haven't had to be having anybody really unfamiliar. They did really good with Shelby. So this was, so far, we've done really well with we've got to stay with the subs that we've been, pretty familiar with this year. So hopefully that will, they'll continue to be okay with that. But, at this age, they really don't have a lot of reason. They don't really have any reasoning, okay? They just can't. Don't say to a 3-year-old, don't you understand that? No, they don't. They do not. They can't reason yet. That's just not happening up there. It's not. This part of their brain, the lizard part of the brain, is still doing a lot, especially if they get upset. If they get upset and they're hollering or crying or anything, 100% of what's going on is back here in that lizard brain, and it doesn't even really do any higher functions at all. So any real multi-step reasoning is not going on normally. And if they get the least bit upset, all that goes back here, and then none of that's happening. So, you got to try to keep them where they're the least upset, where they're the most calm, and where they're the most centered in what they're doing. So when something sets off the whole day, they're really struggling. They're not trying to be difficult. They're just really struggling with what's happening. So we've been really, really lucky that we've had subs they're familiar with and that they're comfortable with. Because we do have, and we also have several that really struggle with change even more than some kids do. So we've been super, super, super lucky that that has not, they haven't had to deal with that, at least. So I'm super thankful. So I don't know if just the allergies, the allergy meds too, kind of, your brain. And then, worrying about the kids and worrying that they're going to get upset. And then, this is still real old school part of the world. And like kids, if they get in trouble at school, they still gonna get in trouble at home here a lot for the most part, okay? And so you don't want them to get in trouble and then get a privilege taken away at home too. You just don't want that at all. And so their parents aren't trying to be mean, but they don't want their kids to think it's okay to act up and show out, okay? And so they are strict. And so, you worry about that. And then I worry about Britt worrying about that because she keeps saying, I'm sorry you're having to deal with this. I'm like, Britt, it's okay. You didn't do this on purpose. You're not purposely sick. So I'm also worrying about her worrying because I don't want her to worry and, and feel bad. She didn't get sick on purpose, So it's just all that, that does take up space in your brain. And I'm not saying this to excuse my misfunctioning here, but I'm saying this for y'all to please give yourself that grace. When it seems like you're not just making a mistake in your stitching, but when you forget to pick up your medicine or your dry cleaning or, it seems like, man, this week I'm forgetting everything. Try to remember that there's probably a lot of stuff going on. There's a lot of stuff going on. A lot. A lot of y'all still have kids in the house, grandkids in the house. There's a lot of things going on. The news will wreck you. Don't turn your news on. I'm going to tell you, don't turn your news on. I don't turn my news on. I can't. It's too upsetting. It's too upsetting for me. I can't turn my news on. I just can't. It's too much for me. So I don't turn my news on. I don't get much happiness on the news. Right now. There's not a lot of happiness on the news. So I don't watch my news right now. And so maybe you need a news break. Take a news break. Just don't watch it. I don't turn my TV on until 6. 6 o'clock, I turn my TV on. And I watch Jeopardy and The Big Wheel. And then we start, we watch, mysteries and things like that. Comedies, we don't, I can't right now. It's too much for me. So just give yourself some grace because there is a lot going on that you can't do anything about, but it's still very upsetting. And so just give yourself that grace and remember that there's a lot going on. A whole lot. And you may be doing things like this in every aspect of your life. You may be walking into the kitchen 17 times, going, I came in here to get, oh no. Yeah, well, these are the days. Mama said there'd be days like this. That song, Mama said there'd be days like this. She weren't joking. There's days like this. It's just, it's a lot. So be kind to you. I saw something the other day. I was reading it. Said, do you talk to yourself differently than you would talk to your friend? And I was like, oh. Don't you hate when the sermon's about you? I used to tell Father Terry that. Listen, I don't appreciate when the sermon's about me. And he'd say, you do know it's supposed to be. And I was like, listen, but I don't appreciate it though, okay? I feel targeted. I'm leaving out of here feeling targeted, man. And, you know, it just was like, ooh. When I read that, I was like, dang. Because I don't talk to myself the way if I heard one of my friends say to themselves the way I talk to myself in my head sometimes, I'd be like, I know you didn't just say that. So remember, and talk to yourself nicer. Talk to yourself like you're your friend. And this, I tried to progress on this and had to go back to where I was. So I'll just hold this up for a second and show you, sadly, that I'm still back. This is my Lucy V. Moore. Oh boy, that I love. The Attic has it on display. I think Keepsakes had it on display. I don't remember seeing it at the Stitch Niche. Maybe it is, but I don't remember. I don't remember seeing it. I don't know. I don't know if it is or not. Anywho, I love it, but I think I had to rip all the way back to where I was at, so. Right there. So hopefully this week I will get a little more going on that. Oh, and Lisa, I'm finna just mail James Williams' giant self up there to Michigan. Y'all can put him out somewhere on, I'd say put him out somewhere on that Mackinac Island that I always want to go to, but I want to go there. And then, you know, I'll run into him and have to bring him back. He has been trying to be nicer, I will say that. He has been trying to be very nice. So, I'll have to give him a little bit of kudos on that. He really has. And now this, I did not work any on this because he told me he had ordered a new, not a new because we have not had one. We have not bought a computer in many, many years. We have a little, you know, I use his old iPad. And then he has a newer iPad because I don't use it very often, right? I use my phone for everything. It gets really aggravating. You can use that to do your puzzles and stuff on. He holds this thing like I hold my phone. This is not comfortable for me to hold at all, none. And I don't usually have, like I stitch in hand, okay? So I don't have anything set up. Like my chart, you know, is over here on a table. So I don't have anything set up in front of me to do my, because I do the New York Times, the mini crossword, I do the Wordle, I do the spelling bee, and then some days I do the crossword. Most of the times in the summer, I do it every day. In the winter, when I'm in school, I don't do it every day. I do the Wordle that's on the something else. I don't know where it is. It's a game. It's like a Wordle game app. I do it. I do Duolingo every day. You know, these are things I do. And so, but for me, this is not comfortable to hold. So he said he was gonna order a MacBook. So, and And he said, where you want, because I used to have a thing that I could make patterns on, you know, little cross stitch patterns if I wanted to. And when I had the laptop, but the laptop finally just got so old that it wouldn't update or anything anymore. And so I haven't had anything to do it on in a long time. So when I did something like graph something, I just did it, you know, in my noodle or on graph paper. So he said, isn't there something you can put on there to do, you know, your designs again, if you want to do it? And so he got the Mac Stitch and put it on there. So I have not done any of Mamaw's names or dates or anything on the spaces on here. Her date of birth, the date she passed, or the date she and Papa married on here, or Mama's and them's initials. Because I can put that space on that Mac Stitch, and then it'll be easier, right? It'll be so much easier to figure it out on there, to do it on there. So this weekend, he got it Wednesday, maybe it came. And so this weekend I'm gonna try to figure it out and then, you know, make the little graph and do it on there. And then hopefully I can get these done and stitched. They shouldn't take very long if I can, you know, once I figure out how to do that. But I thought it would be so much easier, so I didn't fool with it this week, rather than trying to guess it in my brain and then put it in and take it out and put it in and take it out. Because Lord knows I put in and took out enough stitches this week. I wasn't trying to do no more at all. That was enough. And like I said, now whoever is going to be at Stitch West, let me know. Whoever's going to be at Stitch Con, let me know. Patty and I will both be there. And when I was digging through things, and a million years ago, somebody said they wanted this. And I said, give me a little bit of time because I might finish it. This is in just cross stitch from April 2018. And it is, yeah, of course, I can't find the page. Lord have mercy. I really thought I had a marker in here. Of course. 14. Okay, yeah, I can't show it this way. This is Spring Hare by Leslie Tier. I love this so much. I started this. Still loving the colors. For me, this is like the penultimate, well, for me. Now, y'all people that do full coverage, that is absolutely the apex of confetti stitching. This is the cutest thing in the world, and I love me some bunny rabbits, and I was going to stitch this. I got this far on it. So this is the back and part of the booty. So this is the butt right here and the back. Right. Well, let me see if I can hold them up together. That would be the wise thing. Who knew? I do it. Well, you know, I have boards. Like, I don't know I have them for a reason. Let's just see here. Okay. Now you can see that. Ugh. Oh, please. I told you I was on the struggle bus. And I'm riding in the luggage rack. I can't even get on right, or I'm hanging on the tail. I don't know. Send help. I'm blinking. Lord. Here we go again. We're gonna try again. Okay. So this is that butterfly mothish thing. This is its butt right there. So, you know, this section here is done. There is something else I want to stitch in this magazine, but I don't think it's on the same pages as any of this. So, what I'm proposing is, yeah, I ain't stitching that. If anybody is, this will be one of the shares today, because he got to go. Yeah, he gonna go. So if anybody is interested, this will be one of the shares with the start on it. So the fabric and the thingy thing. The fabric and the design will be one of our shares today too, because he making me nervous sitting in there all this time. And Grammy's life, that greenhouse you had is a slacker. Man, it blew away and blew away, and you tried to, then she built a frame around it, and still the corner tried to blow away. That thing's a slacker. It don't want to do no work. And I know that you're excited to have, I was always so happy to have my kids off for the summer. It was the best time. I didn't have to worry about no homework. I didn't have to worry about this, that, or the other thing. Oh, this happened. Oh, that happened. Oh, somebody's shoes the wrong color. Oh, you know, somebody has, their britches is, you know, too short, too long. They don't have so much of it now. Nowadays, you know, kids can have long hair, can have a beard. They can, they wear short pants. Not when I was in school, and not when my kids were in school either. I mean, when I was in school, my boyfriend had to shave twice a day on game day. And he hadn't flunked or nothing, okay? He just had to shave twice a day. Their hair could not touch their collar. We could not wear short pants. Nobody, boys, girls, nothing could wear short pants. Don't even think about it. Your skirts had to go to the end of your fingertips. I was lucky because I had T-Rex arms, so I got to wear short skirts. Yay. You couldn't go without socks. I still have never figured out that one. I mean, you could wear sandals and a dress, but a boy couldn't wear socks with his topsiders. So, I mean, I don't know, because back then they didn't have like plastic shoes. You know, I mean, everybody's shoes were leather or they were canvas. So they shouldn't have been stanky. I don't know. The rules were so bizarre, incredibly bizarre, that I still to this day, I think about it sometimes and I'm like, I don't know. And Bonnie, I don't know if I said this yet. I do think marriage should still be counted in dog years. And Carolyn, I hope your seeds inside are doing great and sprouting up and getting ready to go outside and get transplanted. I have decided this year, plants are insanely expensive. I don't know what's going on. I don't know. Do they import those too? I don't know. It's nuts. Absolutely nuts. And it doesn't matter because the tariff shouldn't be on anything yet, a plant, because it would have had to be here by now. I don't know. I can't figure out what's going on with plants. because they are nuts, insane expensive. So we're just doing some chaos gardening in my pots. We're having all the fun. I'll try to take some pictures next week and show you. They're all sprouting up. And so we just scattered some seeds in each one. Some taller ones kind of in the back, like this, and some shorter ones in the toward the middle in the front. Of course, and then you just kind of push them down a little bit. Now, when I watered, some of the taller ones may come to the front, so they may have to get pulled up a little bit. I don't know. This side, I haven't finished the tall pot yet because I need still more dirt. And when I was gonna go get it last week, and it was cold. And y'all know I ain't going nowhere in the cold. Sunday, I told James Williams, I said, listen, I can't even go nowhere. It's cold, and I don't feel good when it's cold. I get all achy. And I went to see the rheumatologist and Tuesday. And he's always so sweet. His foot's healed up, so I got to see him in person. Catchy got to go with me because Bebe had to work. And so he went with me, and he was super sweet. And of course, they were so excited to see him because they're used to only seeing, like old people like me and older. So he was a hit because he is sweet. He is very good. And so I told him before Dr. Hutto came in, I said, now listen, can you be real quiet while she talks to the doctor? And then we can talk some more when he leaves. And he said, yeah. And so I got his squigs and stuff out of my purse and some wiki sticks and stuff for him to play with. And then he played with them. And then one time he said, Shug. And I said, what is it, Papa? We're talking to Dr. Hutto. And he said, I'm real hungry. And I said, yeah, we'll get a snack when we get out of here, okay? And he was so hungry because usually after school we get a snack. So he was starving. He thought his throat had been cut. Oh, and okay, Sonia, that's crazy that y'all are from Dumas too. My Annie was a Finley. She was Margaret Ann Finley. And then Mama Reen was, she was a Cowan, then a Finley. And then, oh my gosh, I just went blank. She was married to, oh my gosh, I can see his face. It'll come to me as soon as I quit recording. Anyway, my Aunt Becky that was here was married to Wayne Harris, and he passed away. And then her daughters, Mandy and Jerry. Mandy passed away a few years back, Mandy Harris. And Jerry is Jerry Sparks now. She married Austin Sparks. They live up at Jonesboro. Now, I have to go like that to see the back of my brain. And Aunt Becky moved up there with them. So, Ray Cowan is Annie's older brother. Ray and Nette Cowan are her older brother and sister. So, and there's, Dare Ray, and there's lots of. Pam moved to Gulf Shores a long time ago. When she married, I think she moved to Gulf Shores, and she's been there all that time. But they're all from around there. Carolyn taught around there for many, many years. She's passed now. And Aunt Judy was from there still. I'm trying to think who else. Anywho, if any of those names ring a bell. And Tracy, okay, this is crazy special. And this tells me how, I think y'all are also special, but this is like famous special. Tracy's fourth great grandfather, Joseph R. Burleson, his Bible is in the Alamo. And she says, it's like a real emotional thing for her when she goes in there. And yes, I would think so. I would absolutely think so. That's like insanely special. Yes, absolutely special. So yeah, y'all always flooring me with things like this. Okay, Charles, beef stroganoff is a favorite thing here. And y'all, I don't know what is going on. I guess that's just the light. I keep thinking, but I guess it's just the way the light is. I keep thinking, is something going on my head? But I guess that's just the light because it's moving my head moves. It's freaking me out. But we make it with ground beef because I told you I didn't know how to cook when I got married, right? I didn't know how to cook. And so I spent, and I can't remember how much it was. I think it was 3 payments of $20 or something. And it was like a fortune at the time for this, I ought to bring it over here sometime. It's a Betty Crocker, I think, cookbook, or not Betty Crocker. Oh my gosh, you can see the cover of it. Anyway, I'll bring it over here one day. And I had to make 3 payments on it, but it literally tells you how to cook, like everything, like how to basically do each kind of cooking and then recipes for it, right? So this had a ground beef stroganoff, and we were poor. I mean, we were so poor. And so that's the one I did, and it seemed pretty simple. And so we still use that one all the time, this ground beef stroganoff. And it is a favorite. The kids all ask for it. James Williams asked for it. So when you said stroganoff, I always telling you, man, I think you're my long lost sibling or something, because it is a thing here. It is an absolute thing. But yes, parents who support their kids in 4-H, in sports, and with these show animals, and with all their teams, and dance and cheer. And we had a little girl last night from across the street come over asking if we'd sponsor her cheer thing. We had a little high school football boy come by earlier in the week, and yeah, it's $20. And absolutely, this is, and yes, in one side of my brain goes, seriously, do you know what my tax rate is here? Lord have mercy. You got to send these babies out begging door to door after what my tax rate is here? Holy Toledo. But of course, I don't say that to them because they can't help it. Their coaches tell them they got, I need you to go do this, and they go do it. So I'm giving $20 to that baby. Now, if I could get eye to eye with that coach, I'd say, now listen, brother, between me and you, what's going on here? But I ain't about to say that to that baby because they're getting out and doing what they should do. But yes, those parents work all day and then come home and work all evening in the house, and all evening taking their kids here and there, maintaining their equipment. I mean, maintaining their uniforms, their show outfits. I mean, the sheeps, the cattle, all they have winter, little hoods and jacket things, and all these things have things you put on them, and you wrap their legs up, and all these things that you do to keep everything together. Parenting ain't easy, especially not nowadays. We ain't even going to go into social media and all that. So big hugs and shout outs to mamas and daddies and grandmas and grandpas and aunts and uncles and everybody in the village that's throwing in to try to hold the line and keep the babies above water, because it ain't easy nowadays. I mean, back in the day, I'm sure it wasn't easy to keep them alive and keep them fed, and keep them from getting bit by a rattlesnake, or I don't know, get the rabies, but get the tetanus. But holy smoke, there's a lot more to worry about nowadays. I am just feeling like. So I'm getting close to line. Anyway, I was looking for a certain picture to show y'all this morning of my sheep with the legs shaved clear. Could I find that? No, I could not. However, I did find this one. This is myself and Ted and Robin shearing one of the sheep in ag class. So me and Robin and Ted right there in the ag shop shaving that sheep. And yes, you could go to school with a Bourbon Street shirt on, but you couldn't let your hair touch your collar. Go figure. And then on the back, this is Brent and Jeff, and they're trimming up steer on the back. And now this was for, did I get this? Oh, the date isn't on here. That got cut off. What year that was? I'm gonna guess that was my junior year. Sorry. Spring of 83, I'm thinking is what this is. Thinking that's spring of 83. And then I found these. Now I told y'all, these are show passes. These should have been for 82, 83 year. Yeah, these I guess are both 83. These are old exhibitor passes where we would go, you had to have them on you to be inside the show and stuff. But this one is Waco. The Heart of Texas show is still in Waco, and this is the Fat Stock show in Fort Worth. But these, I don't think some of y'all believe me that we used to sleep above the cattle barns. And, well, some people, the boys and some of the other people slept before the pig barns, sheep barns. There was dormitories up there, just full of beds. It looked like a barrack room for the army or something. And there was a shower room with shower heads all the way around it. And there was 2 ounces of warm water, and we got up at 4 and 3 o'clock in the morning and still usually didn't get no warm water. But these were my stubs for one year in bed number 5 on February 3rd and February 4th. So I did. It's the truth. I wasn't lying. Oh, this is my friend Kim. And hers had not been sheared yet. Oh, that was hers name, Jose, that year. This is before he got sheared. So you can see one, he's had his coat on all year and hasn't been sheared yet. And what else did I find in here that I was going to show? Oh. These are just some funny things. This is me as a little kid looking like the same weirdo that I look like nowadays. Exactly the same. And then, same weirdo as today, getting my diploma. They made us wear hose. It was only 187,000 degrees. And we had an outdoor graduation and we still had to wear hose. Why, Jesus, why? That's not nice. That's not nice. And then in all this stuff from high school and all this, I've always, shows proof, I've always been fascinated. Was this book, Crocheting, Knitting, Tatting, Embroidery. It was in that box with all my things, so I thought that was funny. I'm thinking this may be my birthday start, I'm not sure. And I've got Hare, so we'll get to that. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm blabbing on today. With no stitching, I'm just blabbing. I love this one. Christy showed this one and I fell in love immediately. And I think it'll probably end up at Micah's because she does live right on the beach. It's a Jimmy Buffett. Isn't it beautiful? I love it. And y'all, look at these colors. This is how I feel when I'm in the Caribbean, and I just love it. I love, love, love it. So that may or may not be my birthday one. Okay, now, shares from last week, which I forgot to bring in here. So I'm just gonna have to say names. Magnolia Stitcher Summer Garden went to Magnolia Stitcher. Summer Hill by Plum Street went to Grammy's Life. Quilts by Thistles went to Cherie. I hope I don't really mess up your name. Sherry Levesque, 5492. And PSS Winsome Pear went to Wilma Marks, 9758. So, Magnolia Stitcher, Grammy's Life, Sherry Levesque, and Wilma Marks, if y'all will email me. And I'm going to get my mail out this afternoon from last week's guy. Guys, that's another thing that didn't happen this week. And so, let's see here. This week's, I have buried here somewhere. Okay. If I could write. This Lindy Stitches, I have two. I had one and someone sent one to share. So this is There's No Place Like Home Except Grandma's by Lindy Stitches. And y'all please excuse my fingernails, they are horrifying. But I've been digging in the dirt. So if you're interested in this one, use the word home, subscribe and like the video, and use the keyword home in your comment. It is adorable. So cute. And is she having this spring mingle right now with Hands-On Design? Is that what you told me, Lisa and Patty? I think that's right. Anywho, that little, she's doing one of her little squares, and it is so cute. I think it's still open for sign up. You can look on her website and check. This is some that have not got picked up. So I just went back from a million years and I'm like, we're just doing them. This is, we're going to use the word pin, P-I-N. Eliza's Pin Cushion by Dames of the Needle. It is so cute. Use the word pin, P-I-N. This is, use the word alphabet. By Chessing Me, use the word alphabet. I don't know if you can see it up close. It has all the letters and then the girl is right in the center. And I think it says remember. Remember me, yeah. And you're not, it has remember me and the year and initials. So cute. Letters, numbers, remember me, and your initials are on there. Adorable. And then this is the bunny hop. I have lots of these. I mean, we must all have stitched this because I've got one that I haven't stitched yet. And then y'all send these to share all the time. So this must be one of the most stitched things in the world. I just love it. Use the word bunny for this one. This is by Country Cottage Needleworks. It's called Bunny Hop. It's, like I said, it's in my stash and it will get stitched one day because it is one of the stinking cutest things I've ever seen. And then we're going to do, I think this one's called Spring Hare. Let me look before I'm lying. If you're interested in this guy and the start on it, and I think I've got him on 28 count even weave, yeah. And that's what it calls for. If you're interested in this guy, use the word spring, S-P-R-I-N-G, like right here. Use the word spring. So just be sure you subscribe and like, and use the keyword in your comment. We'll draw them next week. I'm going to try to stitch this week and focus a little better. Tonight I'm eating with James Williams' mama and his sister and her husband. We thought Baby and Catch and Keely might get to be there because Baby's birthday is the 14th. Mine is the 17th. Catch's is the 25th. CJ's is the 24th, but of course he's in St. Petersburg. So he won't be here. He won't make it tonight. But I think Baby has a wedding. And now Catchy may come with us. I told Keely, let me know if y'all are still in the field. And you know, if you want him to come with us so she can do her wedding, but he's not feeling 100%, so I don't know. He may cut out the field early and go turn in. We'll see. So, but either way, I'm starving all day, so I can eat all the Mexican food I want tonight and have. I don't know if I'll have beer or palomas. No, a friend is. I've been liking those lately. They're really good. But I also like beer. But I usually don't like to drink beer this late at night since I'm old. With Mexican food. And if I have anything else, it seems fine. But if I have a lot of beer with Mexican food, spicy Mexican food, it makes my tummy not happy sometimes. Or my throat, I should say, not happy, not my tummy. Makes my throat not happy and burn. I'm telling you, this getting old is not for the faint-hearted. It really, man, it should come with some instructions. Like, dude, get ready. This is gonna happen, and this is gonna happen, and this is gonna happen, and then this. Man, all the indignities. Who knew? I didn't. I did not. Or if somebody told me, that's what my friend Mel said. She said, girl, even if they'd have told you, you wouldn't have listened. And I was like, oh. And she was like, you know it's true. I was like, listen, I don't need to hear from you. I don't need to hear from you about my flaws. Although it was 100% true and we all know it. I would have listened. Man, when you're young, what does anybody else know? And besides that, by the time I get old, they will have figured out how to fix everything. Not. Dude. Don't even get me started. We can put a man on the moon, and we can't even make people drive right. They were doing, I'm gonna tell y'all this before I get off here today. I thought I was gonna have to put out a GoFundMe for bail money yesterday. They are working on the road that one of the roads I use to go to school, and it dead ends like in here. So we're here on this road, and they've got us all stopped because they're doing work on this road. And we're all stopped, and I mean, there is a cement truck with a feeder arm, and there is all these other machines back behind here, and they've got it stopped this way. And so we're all in one lane here because we're all, like I said, at dead ends, and we're all going this way. So everybody's behind me. There's at least 20 cars. And Poppy runs up this side. And I thought, I know you better be turning to the right. No, he weren't. Turned his blinker on to the left and turned his tires like he was going to try to get in front of me. Now, no, sir. No, sir. No, sir. I turned my wheels to the right and nudged right up on that other car like I was fixing to link into it. We was fixing to become one. It was fixing to become some sort of a parasitical relationship. I thought, Bubba, you done come up at the wrong spot at the wrong time. And he kept acting like he was going to edge on in there. And I'm like, I know you are not. Just about that time, it starts opening up. And I'm edging on out that way and going. I'm edging right at him. I'm like, no, no, no. No. So he stopped. And I thought, the people behind me better keep it up. But the person behind me wasn't as aggressive or was nicer or I don't know, all the above than me. And let him get in there. I don't think so. There ain't no reason you can't wait like all the rest of us or turn your butt around and go the other way. If you're in such a rush, turn your butt around and go back and take the cut through. I'm not having it. I'm not having it. I'm not. I'm not. Especially, you know, it was an old white guy. I tell my husband all the time, y'all are obnoxious because you think you can get away with it. Well, you're not getting away with it here. And if I have to slam this thing apart and get out and have a fist fight with you, you know I will. And he goes, well, I know you will. So then when he gets in behind me, we get up to the stop sign and he pulls up beside me. And I've got my window down and I'm pointing at him and screaming at him. He won't even look over there at him and he won't even look over at me. Because you know you're wrong. You know you shouldn't have done it. You know you were acting ass. You know you were. Shame on you. Shame on you. Why do you want to be that way? Why do you want to be that way? Why can't you wait your time in line like everybody else? You seen it backing up and you seen the cut through because they were backed up that far. You could have taken the cut through right then and gone the other way if you didn't want to wait. But no, you wanted to be rude. You wanted to be ill-mannered. Well, not on my watch. Not on my watch. Nope. And I'm that person, yes. If you try to come on and get in front of somebody, I'm like, the line is back there. The line is right back there. I ain't having it. I train my kids to behave myself, and if I have to try to train you at 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, I will sure come on with it. I'm still trying to train the one I got in my house at 58. And I hope somebody keeps on trying to train me because we all need to try to do better every day, not worse. So that's my little rant for the day. Or several. I'm probably several in right now. Maybe that's what's wrong with me. I need to go swim, but my pool's not quite warm enough yet. Maybe I'll go for a walk. The wind's died down a little bit. I might not get blown to Kansas. Ugh. But anywho, I'm going to go outside and work in my garden. Then I'm going to stitch a little bit. Then I'm going to dinner. So I hope y'all have this may be posted late because Mike is at field day. Mike is at field day. That's what else I was going to show you real quick. So we're leaving on a happy note of field day photo. So it may post late because field day. They're at field day. So have a happy Friday. Have a great weekend and enjoy your stitching. Bye.